TitleMatchNetwork.com.
Wound up in WCW as the Samoan Savage.
Yeah.
What do you remember about Jim Herd as the booker at the time?
You know what? I heard about him. You know, I heard about him. I know who he was. I didn't really have a relationship with him at all. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I was just there at the time where I was out in Puerto Rico at that time. Man, my eyes are red, but that was a hell of a nap. I was in Puerto Rico at the time until my brother, Rikishi and Samu, my cousin Samu and my brother Rikishi was there at the time. And that's what Ted Turner's company.
Yes.
And that's how I ended up there working for those guys because my brother, they were called the Samoan Swat Team at the time. And they brought me in. They were the hot team up there too against the Steiners.
Yeah.
So those guys brought me in up there, and then that's when I got my break with that company.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it was fun.
Now, why did Samu leave? Because eventually it was just you and Fatu teaming.
And then again, I don't really know what happened in that part. I think he had some falling out with the bookers.
Okay.
Or maybe that guy that you mentioned
Jim Herd.
earlier. Jim, yeah, but I don't. Again, I don't know. I just happened to be at the right place again at the right time.
Yeah.
Just coming in from Puerto Rico, I was working out there with Carlitos and Carlos. Those guys' company. I forgot the name of the company, but
WWC.
yeah, WCW. I was out there with those guys, but I came to Atlanta and I was on my way to Frisco, and I just, again, timing was everything. I went and I watched their show, and I guess something happened to Samu, so they tagged me and my brother for a while. Then they brought him back, and then I think I went single. Again.
You went single for a little while.
Yeah, a little while as a Samoan Savage,
Mm-hmm.
right? And that's when
Yep.
I think who was our manager? Who the hell was that?
Paul Heyman?
No, not him. Not Paul Heyman was manager and my brother, the Samoan SWAT team.
Yeah.
Who was manager me? Humperdinck.
Oh, okay.
Wasn't it Oliver
I
Humperdinck?
think it was. Yeah.
I think it was. He was only manager. What's his
Bigelow.
name? Bam Bam Bigelow.
Yeah.
At the time, Bigelow. Yeah. So then again, yeah, I think he manager or was it?
I think it was Humperdinck.
Yeah, it was him the manager. Me.
Yes, I think so.
Not the Samoan SWAT team.
Paul Lee managed the Samoan SWAT team.
Manager.
Dave
Gotcha.
managed you.
All right. Okay.
Yeah.
That's how that worked out. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And you had some matches with Dr. Death, Steve Williams.
Yes.
You remember them?
Yes, we had some great. I had some great matches with him. Out there. In the meantime, that's when the Samoan SWAT team was battling out the Steiners and the Road Warriors. And I was battling out whoever they gave, whoever they threw out. But Dr. Death wasn't a small dude either.
No.
He was a pretty well-known name and pretty well, at the time I had to earn my respect, so I had to do what I had to do, and that's kick ass.
You guys threw down together, too. It's real stiff matches.
Yeah. We were in some of those big pay-per-view matches, too, and some of the ones that we did. So, turned out okay.
Yeah. Now, eventually you did move into the Samoan SST spot when Samu left for a little while. What do you remember with Paulie Dangerously, Paul Heyman as your manager?
Well, I remember a lot of things about him. He runs his mouth too damn much. He'd say one thing and then do another, But, they gave me the chance there, and then it was great tagging up with my brother. Whoever they tag us with, Samu, whoever, they don't realize that it's pretty much the same.
Yeah.
Because, group game, we're cousins, we're Samoan, we're brothers, and we sort of know each other, in the ring and out the ring. So it was great.
Yeah. And you had some matches yourself with the Road Warriors where you teamed with your brother against the Road Warriors.
Yeah, those are other good matches too, It's just like bringing up the old WWF days again, you know what I mean? But except this time I'm tagging with my brothers and my cousins.
Yeah.
Like Jimmy Snuka was just a good friend from an island, just different, places of the island, South Pacific.
Yep.
Haku was the same way, King Tonga. He's from another island in South Pacific, but, South Pacific is different islands, different places.
Sure.
And this was an honor for me to be tag teamed with my cousin and my brother Fatu and my cousin Samu.
What are your thoughts on the matches you guys had with Steiners? You had some good matches with Steiners, too.
I think we had great matches with them. I mean, it was like, I think we could have won we should have won the best match of the years. I'm talking about just tag matches, At the time, the Road Warriors were there too, but they were pretty much established. Us coming in fresh as Samoan SWAT team. I mean, that was a hell of a, it wasn't even a gimmick. That's who we were.
Yeah.
It wasn't like they told us to take our shoes off. We don't have to wrestle with our shoes. we wrestled without our shoes for a long time. You know, we grew up in the business like this without our shoes. So, but the Road Warriors, it was great. It was outstanding matches with those guys. Again, it was power versus power again.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it was great. The guys are good. Atlanta's a different atmosphere, different type of crowd. You know, surrounded in different environment, different than other territories and other promoters and other companies that we work for.
Is it fair to say that these matches were more a style you enjoyed because they were tighter, they were harder hitting than what you might have had in WWF?
Yeah.
Yeah. Is that fair to say?
Yeah, it is. It was a little tighter because you're colliding two big semis together. You know what I mean? Two 18-wheelers. I mean, it was about fair because you got the Steiners are pretty much the same as the Road Warriors.
Yeah.
You see matches they had, Steiners and Road Warriors are pretty much tight too. So you put 350-pound Samoans and 600 and 700-pound Samoans against 700. It's the same.
Yeah. Yeah. Now, why did you wind up leaving WCW, if you remember?
Again, bad choices. I got crazy up in there, and I made mistakes again, and things happen, and they released me to go, and they kept my brother and Samu.
Yeah.
My time was up, in our wrestling world, in our wrestling business, you always have a time.
Yeah.
And when your time is up, then they replace you with another talent, or you can either screw it up yourself. But I blame it. Again, it takes a man to tell the truth, and the truth is I messed that up, and that's how that happened. So they let me go.
What do you remember about teaming up with Dan Croffett in Puerto Rico?
It was great. He was another character. Dan Croffett. You talk about the guy. He's a kid from Canada, Montreal, Canada.
Absolutely.
And I've never met him until I went to Puerto Rico. But I heard that he used to work out there in Montreal, Canada for Dino Bravo too, the company. But he was another, all the tag team besides your family and you tag with other wrestlers, it's not the same as it is with your family. But you meet them and you sort of know what type of, guys they are and what they do and their lifestyle. But Danny Croffett had an interesting lifestyle.
Yeah.
But he was a great man too.
You had actually a pretty big run in Mexico for a little while in the UWA.
Yeah.
What do you remember about working in Mexico? Pretty hot at the time too.
Yeah, they had called me. I think it's that AAA.
UWA.
It was UWA. At that time, I worked for them. I don't know if they called me Nikozuna.
It was something like that.
It was something like character as my cousin Yokozuna. At the time you're at, it was hot, and at the time Conan and those guys were out there too.
Yes. And
Little Ray 619, he was there at the time. All these guys I knew out there before they went to WWF.
Yeah. They
all had the break the same way I had. I got the break, but they got it easier, and I got it the hard because I rode the road.
Yeah.
But it was an experience out there too as well. A lot of people, really crowded. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And the money there goes up and down with the fans. And I think I'm not mistaken. I think the tickets are like $2 or $3 a pesos. I mean,
yeah.
So pretty much here in the States, like $5 or $6, right? Or maybe less.
Yeah.
But it was a good run. It was different. They came up with the Yokozuna gimmick. They wanted me to do that, and they had my hair sprayed all the way up, and then they had it looking, something like Yoko. In the meantime, Yoko was at WWF. He was hot there at the time when he beat Hogan.
Yeah.
So that's when I stepped in. I wasn't really heavy or big. I was trying to put on some weight when I was down there, but it's hard with that type of food because they're all spicy and hot and everything, so they're constantly digesting all the time,
Yeah.
But it was good. It was a good run. Again, in a different part of the world, that was one of the toughest places to work is Puerto Rico, and then one of the second places in the world to work is Mexico City too.
Wow. Did you were you up in world class with your brother, or was that Sam and?
That was Samu.
Oh, okay.
That was Samu, and Fatu was there at the time.
Okay.
Yeah, I wasn't there at the time when Gary Hart was manager of them, but yeah.